It's December 2010, the season of Christmas, and on today's episode of Angry Birds Seasonspective, we're going back to that time to talk about the second episode to release for Angry Birds Season's Greetings. Just so we're clear, it's Greetings, not greetings, because, get it? 'Cause the pigs are greedy, they steal the eggs, whatever. I'd highly recommend watching the previous part of this series for more context, as that talks about the origins of Angry Birds Seasons, where it was called Angry Birds Halloween. With a fancy new cinematic trailer to boot, Angry Birds Halloween is now Angry Birds Seasons. The Season's Greetings update basically doubled the amount of content in the game, with 25 levels that were going to be added daily. This was done to basically evoke the feeling of an advent calendar.
You ate my whole family, you fat bastard. One more day.
And from what I've heard, later Christmas seasons are also going to have the same system in mind. And with the switch from Angry Birds Halloween to Angry Birds Seasons, the game could go on forever. With this new rebrand, they could do way more with the game. They could represent tons of culture, tons of holidays, tons of stuff that you wouldn't be able to do in any other Angry Birds game. Except, Friends, I guess. Honestly, it's a genius strategy. Unfortunately, Rovio would delist the game not even a decade later, but we're not on that point yet. I didn't really talk about Trick or Treat's trailer that much, and that's because it was relatively normal in terms of Angry Birds trailers. But Season's Greetings, on the other hand, has a fully animated trailer. It's definitely not the first cinematic trailer in terms of, the entire franchise, but it is the first cinematic trailer for Angry Birds Seasons. It's pretty simple, but I think it's really cute, and it does its job well in advertising the new episode. Unfortunately, this episode does not have an intro cutscene, which is odd because Trick or Treat did have an intro and ending. I genuinely wish there was an intro though, because I feel like those really help flesh out the games. The advent calendar aspect of this entire episode really makes you feel the existentialism, because if you're watching this video on December 31st the way I intended, the new year is only a few hours away. You're welcome. Christmas is a very festive and jolly holiday, and just like the previous episode, Rovio decided to put a ton of decorations around every level to really show off that festiveness. There's these little presents you can find all over stages that give you extra points if you hit them. To fit Trick or Treat's Hollow Ocean Man Band theming, that episode had spooky noises and ghostly organ keys playing. Here though, we just get a jolly rendition of the normal Angry Birds theme. What I find really interesting and something I can't wait to talk about is how later Christmas themed seasons will actually have vocal chorus songs in the background. In terms of the episode's overall style, the background is very bright and blue, with trees that seem to have lost all their leaves for the winter. But the one thing I really want to mention that I don't like about this episode is the snow. Yeah, there's no ice here, but there's snow. I really don't like the snow-focused levels. I don't really want to call it bad level design because it's probably just my terrible skill issue. But man, these levels are torture. I think the snow genuinely killed the vibe for me, and that's why I kind of prefer the previous episode over this one. Trick or Treat had a lot of garbage in it, but I don't think it was nearly as bad as the stuff in this episode. It's why I very much appreciate that the version of the game I'm playing lets you play all of the levels out of order. That is very good. Okay, really quick, I kinda love how the fandom wiki just has the exact amount of time for when the Chrome designs first appeared in this episode's cinematic trailer to when they officially debuted in Angry Birds Chrome. Exactly 4 months and 19 days. Whoever added that to the page, I don't know, that's so random, but thank you, it's kind of funny to me. Outside of the main 25 levels, there's actually an additional 2 golden egg levels that you can unlock. What's really interesting is that one of them you actually have to find in level 13. I personally think this is a really cute secret, and I'm very happy that a lot of Angry Birds games seem to do the same thing. The other golden eggs unlock method is a lot more basic, just 100% the episode. Man, this episode was pain. I'm very glad I didn't have to play through all of the levels, but I did at least get a taste of most of them. It is definitely a perfect start to the new era of Angry Birds Halloween that was ahead, but it isn't that great in my opinion. It has that same old classic Angry Birds charm that I love from this franchise, but unfortunately there's just a lot of frustrating levels. Maybe if I was better at this series, I would appreciate these games more. I am still in extreme doubt I'll be able to ever finish this series, but hey, doesn't hurt to try, right? See you all in 2 months again when I talk about hogs and kisses. Hope I get to smooch hogs.